Hi, welcome to Nina in the Kitchen. Today I am so excited to show you this recipe because it's really about technique. And I love teaching technique because once you learn that, you can do thousands of variations on this. And this one truly is thousands. I like to use leftovers rather than throw them away. If you have leftover rice, that's one of the hardest things I think to use in a leftover. You can compose various things like a soup or something, but it's a one-trick pony. No, it's not. We're going to do fried rice. So I'm going to transform my yucky leftover cold rice, and it has to be leftover. As far as the rice goes, you can use short grain rice, brown rice. This is a long grain, this is a basmati rice. The only thing that you cannot use for this recipe is going to be a converted rice or boil in the bag type of rice, because those will actually just turn to mush on you as we cook this. Other than that, free reign on all of this. What I'm using today, and this is something that you do have to do with fried rice, is eggs. So I have 2 eggs. This is about 2.5 cups of leftover rice that's cold, straight out of the fridge. I have 2 little pieces of ham, just boiled ham. I have a few shrimp, some asparagus that has been sauteed, golden bell pepper, which has also been cooked down and sauteed. This is thawed frozen peas. I have leftover mushrooms and a clove of garlic, which I have chopped. Now, on top of this, you can put sesame seed as a garnish, perhaps some chopped peanut. I have an ingredient that a friend of mine gave me. Do not be scared by this. You don't have to use it. And if you don't have it, I mean, it's not a big deal. This is called a furikake. It's a Japanese, let me show it to you. It's a Japanese garnish that you would use on a fish dish or a rice bowl. First thing I'm going to do is put this pan on a medium heat, beat the eggs, and just to get some flavor into those eggs, I'm going with pure sesame oil. This is a toasted sesame oil, and this brand is the only brand that I will buy. The difference between this brand and others is amazing. Now, typically, a sesame oil is just used as a finishing oil, but this is going over a medium heat, so it's not anything that is very high heat that will destroy the flavor compounds. So I'm going to use it here. I need a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan. This is a non-stick 10-inch skillet. You can use peanut oil or anything that's flavorless, vegetable oil, avocado oil, anything like that. And what I'm doing is I'm letting this heat up. So while I'm waiting for this to heat, I'm just going to start chopping. What I do is look at the amount of rice that I'm using, and I decide on how much of each ingredient I need. And this is all just by eye. Okay, this pan seems to be heated up. So in go the eggs. You want the eggs to just sort of set up, just like that. And then you can start moving this around. And what I do is I kind of chop as I go. Everything comes into the center. And you can really smell that sesame oil. So what other things can you use for fried rice? You can use cooked broccoli. The vegetables here are all cooked. You can use bean sprouts, sweet potato, carrot, anything like that. Okay, this is done. Now you'll see this is just a little damp here and there. That's because I don't want to overcook this, and the residual heat will keep cooking these eggs. So I'm going to put them right into my bowl. A little more oil. And now I'm putting the ham and shrimp in here. Neither one of these will take very long. What I'm trying to do with the ham is just dehydrate it a little bit. You know, ham has a lot of water weight to it, so I'm just letting that dehydrate. I always tend to cook for 12 people, even though there's only 2. If you'll notice, nothing has been flavored so far. So as far as this meat component goes, you can leave this completely vegetarian. You don't have to add anything. Or you can use chicken, pork, beef, leftover flaked fish. You can make this with leftovers from takeout, even a burger joint. I would try it. Why not? Why not put a little burger in here or a chicken sandwich? Everything here is done. The shrimp is cooked through, and I'm starting to get a little color on the ham, so I'm happy with that. So that goes into the bowl with the egg. Next up, I have soy sauce and oyster sauce. I love this combination. Use what you have, but I'm going to mix about a tablespoon of oyster a tablespoon of soy sauce and a little bit of oyster, maybe double the amount of the soy sauce. And I'm just going to mix these two. When you purchase oyster sauce, all that it should say for ingredients is extracted oysters or fermented oysters or something like that. In other words, don't buy anything that has other ingredients besides oyster. Now I'm going to heat the remaining oil. And if you'll notice, this is just covering the bottom of this pan. If you have a wok, by all means, you can use that. And now these vegetables go in. I'll start with some mushroom. There's some of the bell pepper. I'm going to just chop this asparagus on the diagonal. I'll add, the garlic and my peas. Now I'm going to add some of this flavor compound. This is the oyster sauce mixed with soy. And in goes the rice. You see how quick this is. This is such a great way to have dinner or a quick lunch. I bumped my heat up a little higher than it was. It was on a medium heat. Now I'm up to like a medium high. And I just remembered I had scallions, which I was going to put in here. That would be a great flavor. So I'm going to quickly chop a scallion. I'm going to use both white and green from the scallion. Cut it on a diagonal just so it looks pretty. And in it goes. I have this at the ready. This just needs to be heated through. Make sure that all of this gets mixed in really well. And let it sit for a moment just to have some of this get crunchy. I think that is a nice little tip because then you have different textures within the rice itself. And if you'll notice, I didn't use everything. I still have a little bit of mushroom, I have a little bit of that golden bell pepper, and I have a little bit of the oyster mixture. So I'll take a taste to see if I can use that. These two, I'm happy to put that into an omelet or a frittata or a crepe. I'm just going to take a little taste, see how my seasoning is. Going to put the rest of this in here. It does need a little shot of flavor, so that ought to do it. And now in go the eggs and the ham and the shrimp, and it's done. The last ingredient is going to be this toasted sesame oil. Just a nice little drizzle over that. The final flourish, if you will, is just a few sesame seeds on top, or peanuts that have been roasted and chopped, or cashews. And this is the nori mixed with sesame, and I'm just going to sprinkle that. And let me taste this for you. This is so delicious because nothing is overcooked. The leftovers that I used, they were fine when they went in, and they don't really cook much. You just have to heat everything through. So it just goes fast. There's a lot of different flavors, a lot of different textures, and what brings it all together is the oyster sauce, the sesame oil, and the soy. Really, really beautiful. And you know what else comes out? Is the little bit of sesame oil that I drizzled into the eggs. Makes the eggs just pop. This is a delicious dish. I hope that you try it and enjoy it. And if you want me to talk about more leftovers and how to use them, whether they're takeout or from your refrigerator or from your servant's refrigerator. Just let me know. I'd be happy to help you with that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around. Bye.